Like we always do at this time. Hooligans. What up? Shout out to the hooligans, man. What up, YouTube world? Shout out to the hooligans first and foremost. You see that emoji sign? That's the H for hooligans. So shout them out when you see them. Hashtag hooligans, man. Make sure you put it in the comments. Hashtag hooligans. My day ones already know. Shout out to the new Patriots fans. I'm sorry, the Patriots fans that are new Tampa Bay fans because of Tom Brady. We welcome you, man. Come on over. Be a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We don't care, man. We welcome all. We welcome all. It's going to be a fun season this season. How y'all holding up from this virus, man, this coronavirus, man? Y'all got to hold it together, man. Hold it together. We're going to get through it. It's going to be cool. We're going to get through it, man. Thoughts and prayers go out to the people suffering, whose family suffering with this, and it's going to touch all of us at some point. So let's just all just hold it together, man. Hold it together. We all here. If you need to talk to somebody, you can talk to Tampa too, man. Send me a message. I got you. Just hold it together, though. We've been through way far worse than this in the past if you look through our history, and we always get through it, and we're going to get through it now. So don't worry about it, man. Just be cool. Hold it together. Hold it down. Be safe and hold it down. Do what you can, because all you can do is what you can do. It's out of your hands after that, right? All right. Off of that, we're going to get into some football. I know y'all been hitting me up like crazy. At any given time, I got like 30-some odd messages I got to read on Instagram in my messages. But it's cool. I'm going to get to you. And if you've been hitting me up, you already know I will eventually hit you up and respond to you. So just hit me up, man. I'm a regular guy. Hit me up. So I got this list of stuff that I wrote down. And it's a long, long list. So we're going to be all over the place in this video. So grab your coffee, grab your beer, and let's do it. All right. First thing I want to talk about, somebody hit me up and said the Bucs are going to have a lot of shine. What you think about that? Because of Tom Brady. Tom Big Buck Brady. And you heard that name here first. But everybody should refer to him as that because he's Big Buck. You're right. We're going to have a whole lot of shine in primetime television slots. The new Bucs fans, let me explain the problem with that. Because you don't know. You used to having primetime games anyway. The Bucs have a habit of not performing well in primetime. I don't know what the problem is. We will play very well on any given Sunday on an unassuming game that nobody gives a damn about. We'll shine. We'll have a highlight field game. One of our plays may make the news outlets, the sports news outlets, but we had massive plays in that game that should have made it, but it won't make it. And then we get on primetime television, and for some reason we underperform. And that's the one that everybody sees. So I understand how the sports world can see Tampa Bay as not primetime television. But we are, I'm telling you. We ain't just become like a prolific offense. We've been a prolific offense for years. Before Bruce the God, we've been a prolific offense. You just didn't know about it. You're gonna see it now. Go back and watch some of those games, man. We built for prime time. We just underperform at prime time, but that's okay. The world is waking up now. They're gonna see it this season. They're gonna see it. So I'm ready for the primetime slots. I know Buck fans are ready for the primetime slots. We just have to perform in these primetime slots. We have to, man. So I'm excited about it. Whoever sent me that, I'm excited about it. But I'm also worried that Bucs get a little, either they get scared or they play a little, they get a little too hyped. And they start feeling themselves and they really, really make a lot of mistakes. So I just hope that we can change that because the primetime television is coming. They are releasing the schedule, I believe they said in May, for the upcoming season. So we'll see how many Monday night games we get or primetime games we get. Thursday, everybody get a Thursday night, but some primetime games, some Monday night games, those types of things. We'll see how many we get now that we got Big Buck Brady. All right. You see this shirt I got on? Vita Vea and Dominican Sue are back. Well, we knew Vita Vea was coming back, but I wasn't sure that Dominican Sue was coming back. But now he's back. We re-signed Dominican Sue for 1 year. So, new Bucs fans and new Tampa 2 fans, the Vea Sue soup. What that is in the middle of our defense, it is damn near impossible to penetrate. Impossible. And it's for these two players right here. Because why? Because right there in the middle of our defensive line is a hot soup called a Vea Sue soup. It's hot. There ain't nobody running up the middle on us. And guess what, people? It's back. That's right. It's back. I was worried about it, but it's back. No more running. You're not running up the middle. It's too hot. I'm not worried about you no more. The defensive line is back. Our defense is back. In the close to the end of the season last season, we turned it on. So in the beginning of the season, we couldn't get the right combination of guys on the field at the same time. We got rid of Vernon Hargreaves. He went over to the Texans, and they over there doing some real dumb moves. They letting their top wide receiver go. They just doing real stupid moves. One of the stupid moves they did was they re-signed Vernon Hargreaves. Oh, terrible decision. But he didn't fit in what we was trying to do. But once we got him out of here and got the right combination of guys on the field, it showed the promise of our defense. Now, we had a quarterback at the time that would put them in some awful field positions and some awful situations and to shine in. But when given an opportunity, they really put on. You don't got to worry about our defense this season. It's going to be good to go. Top 10 at least. I'll venture to say top 8 once they put it all together. So the D-line is back together in Tampa Bay. It is going to be a crazy season. And the fact that they put in Dominican Sue on another 1-year deal means he's going to be hungry again. Oh, and we're not done. Free agents ain't closed. Once people see what they got for the draft, and they're going to start moving some players around and shifting some things around, some more people are going to shake loose, and we're going to be able to pick them up. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But if we ran on the field with what we got right now, I am very confident in our defense and our corners. So we're good. And our linebacking core is superb. So that's good. Jordan Whitehead will be back this because he was out with injury. He will be back. So it should be back together. Okay. The next question I got is about Cam Newton. Okay. Right now, Cam Newton does not have a team to go to. He's putting out all these Instagram videos with him showing his workouts and all that stuff. So is Jameis Winston and every other quarterback or player that is trying to get signed. In the knock on Cam Newton, it ain't his ability to play. It's he has to play hurt because he's always been hurt. The thing about Cam Newton is Cam Newton was never able to actually fully heal. So I want you to take this into account. Every quarterback and every team in in the NFC South has gone to the Super Bowl in the last 10 years except for the Bucs. Every quarterback in the NFC South has been in talks or has been the MVP of the league, right? So in the last 10 years, the Atlanta Falcons went to the Super Bowl, didn't win, but they went in the last 10 years. The Saints have been to the Super Bowl, and the Carolina Panthers went to the Super Bowl against the Broncos and lost, but Cam Newton was the MVP. So what I'm saying is we have never had the that truck loud. We have never had we never had the quarterback that was in talks for the MVP. Right? In the last 10 years, our team hasn't even sniffed the playoffs, much less the Super Bowl. Right? So we have been in a division where we have been achieving. And we've always had either the worst team in the NFL, in the division, and certainly the worst quarterback in the division. Now we have elevated, and I would say some would argue we have the number 2 quarterback next to Drew Brees, and some would argue that now we have the number 1 quarterback in the division. We haven't had that. Now we do. That changes things. That changes the dynamic of what we're trying to do. Now, let's go back to Cam Newton, former MVP of the league, has gone to a Super Bowl in the last 10 years, right? Knock on him is health. A healthy Cam Newton can play very well. So, the question that I'm being asked too is, Cam Newton, would he be a backup for Tom Brady and potentially take over the team in 2 years? I don't know if Cam Newton would want to do that. But I also don't know who's going to sign him. We already know that Jameis Winston said goodbye Tampa. He's not coming back. Cool. Cam Newton could possibly be an option at backup to Tom Brady. But will Cam Newton be willing to sit out 2 years and play behind Tom Brady? The benefit to that is he can heal himself. He's already been out all season. And if he's out next year and the year after that, which I'm not sure he's willing to do, there's an opportunity there for Cam Newton to take over the Bucs and possibly be back to that MVP caliber quarterback that we know he is, or was at least, having the opportunity to get healthy all the way around 100%. I don't know. We're really concerned about this backup quarterback situation because we don't have a backup quarterback that's valuable. Now, I think they should draft Jacob Eason. Hooligans already know that. I think they should draft Jacob Eason in this upcoming draft at some point, as soon as they can get him. I'm hearing talks of a possible trade for us to trade down and pick up some picks. I forgot the team, but I read the article that we could possibly trade down and pick up some extra picks at the end of the first round, and possibly pick up some for the second round. So there's some play in there for us to go ahead and grab a quarterback to be behind Tom Brady. I'm a little concerned about that, though, because I heard Jason Light's interview, and Jason Light and Brewster God is kind of talking like Tom Brady's on a 2-year deal, but it seems like he's possibly wants to play longer than that. And depending on how successful he is here, they may want to try to re-sign him. Or some people are saying the Patriots might bring him back for a year so he can retire as a Patriot. So I don't know what they're going to do. So it's kind of convoluted right now on what we're going to do about this backup quarterback situation, but we definitely need to bring somebody in. But we don't necessarily have to draft a quarterback this year because Tom Brady's here for 2 years at least. So we can draft one next year, and then he can be behind Tom Brady for a year and then start. So we got some play when it comes to the quarterback situation. But Cam Newton, in my opinion, is in a desperate situation right now to sign to a team. What better team to sign to than one that Tom Brady is in charge of at the moment, that you can then turn around after he leaves and become the franchise quarterback, but also get a chance to be healthy. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because Cam Newton is a former MVP, and we already know the caliber of play that he can have. He's had time to mature. So I do understand the Bucs fans that's saying, man, hey, look, make Cam Newton an offer multi-year offer that he can't refuse. I don't know what his numbers are like, so we got to see. But it's possible. So we'll see. But I'm not against it. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about, injuries. New Bucs fans. We have a problem in Tampa. When it comes to injuries. Mainly to our stars. Let me explain something to you. Mike Evans has by far, the weakest hamstrings in professional sports. Period. That is a fact. His hamstrings detach from his body often. Normally, he has a soft tissue injury in the off season when they start off season workouts, which keeps him out for a good portion of the off season. I mean the like OTA training camp, that kind of thing. But he's normally good for the season, and he normally is out 2 or 3 weeks at some point due to hamstring injury, and he did it last year. Mike Evans, I'm sending this message to you because I know you ain't got nothing else to do, so you might as well watch Tampa 2. Please figure out something about your hamstring. I know we got social distancing and all that. Please have somebody send you some videos on what to do about your hamstrings. Look, this is not the time for you to have faulty ass hamstrings. Your hamstrings are subpar, sir. And we don't have time for you to be sitting out games. We need it this season. This is the season. The Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay. We need you to figure this hamstring debacle out. I don't know what your problem is, but we need you to work on it right now. You ain't got nothing but time. Please, if y'all know Mike Evans, y'all see him on Twitter and stuff, please tell him from Tampa 2 to spend nothing but time working only his hamstrings. This is a very, very big problem, new Bucs fans. And let me tell you something. If he has problems with his hamstrings this season, somebody needs to be fired. Somebody needs to be fired. And it's contagious. Hamstring injuries are contagious in the NFL. Because guess who else had a hamstring injury? Chris Godwin. Yep. Chris the God ended up having a hamstring injury too. His hamstring injury moves from Mike Evans to other players. This is a very serious problem. Is there a vaccine for it? Like, we really got to figure this out. This is a problem. And it's going to frustrate you, new Bucs fans. So I'm letting you know ahead of time. Don't expect it. But if it happens, I told you. I'm not wishing it on you, Mike Evans. That's why you got time right now. Massage it. Put some cocoa butter on it. Work it out. Stretch it out. Do it right now. Stop the video and go work your hamstrings out every day. I need you to do it, Mike Evans. All right. Next. Shout out to Chris the God, man, for doing a boss move, man. Chris the God gave his number up to Tom Brady free of charge. That's right. I told you last video, you're going to need to give your number up, sir. Don't you make this no controversy in Tampa or what you're going to do for number 12. No, you give that number up, sir, to the GOAT, to Big Buck, and you did it. Shout out to you, Chris the God. You gave up your number to the GOAT. I know you had a connection to 12. I got you. It's cool. But also now you know that you gave your number up to the GOAT, and he's going to wear your number, if that's how you want to look at it. I don't care how you look at it, so long as you gave it up, and you did. So now we got 12, 13, and 14. Chris the God will be wearing number 14. So be looking for that 1-4, baby. Look for that 12 to 14 connection and that 12 to 13 connection. 12, 13, 14. And I think Scotty Miller number 11, ain't it? No, Scotty Miller ain't number 11. I forgot what Scotty Miller number is. We're going to get to Scotty Miller. But anyway, so shout out to you, man. The new jerseys will be released on, I think they said, April the 7th. I can't wait to see what these jerseys look like. They're going to be crazy. And I'm getting one with Brady on it. And I'm getting one with Godwin on it. I got to do it. I got to do it. I hope I can get Tom Brady to sign. You know what they're going to do? I know what they're going to do. Everybody on the Bucs team, and Tom Brady, you need to get ready for this. They're going to want a signed Tom Brady jersey, number 12. The whole locker room going to want it. For their kids, everybody going to want you to sign the jersey. So I'm telling you right now, Tom Brady, as soon as them jerseys drop, I know you already got them. Go ahead and sign a bunch of them, man. Go. You ain't doing nothing else. Sit at the house. Go ahead and sign a bunch of them. Send one to Tampa, too. I'm going to send you a message, Tom Brady. I'm going to have my people get with your people so I can get one of them signed Tom Brady jerseys. They're going to go for a premium. All right. Scotty Miller. It's your time, man. Scotty Miller, it is your time to shine. Get out there and shine, young man. You are Julian Edelman. You need to have a wristband on that says, I am Julian Edelman. Because you are. It's your time to shine, sir. You should light up the league this season. Everybody's going to know your name, sir. Are you ready? Have you been running your routes? Have you been working on your possession catches? You better go get the jugs machine and work on your catches, sir. You're about to be famous. Scotty Miller. See, everybody talking about Mike Evans and everybody talking about Chris Godwin. New Bucs fans. The big buck, the Scotty Miller connection will be very live. Look them up. Scotty Miller. What are you going to do with your opportunity to catch passes from the GOAT? It ain't no time to drop passes. See, you dropped a few last year. I remember. Bucs fans remember. Hooligans remember. Nah, we ain't going for that. You're going to be very integral in the game this year, sir, and years to come. It's time for you to get your name out there. Oh, and we will be bringing in some more receivers. You don't let them outplay you, Scotty Miller, because it's on you. Oh, and we still got Justin Watson back there, too. I see you, Justin. J. Watt, I see you. You, too. You better get ready. Because when your numbers call, we need you to show out. This whole offense is about to be famous. The greatest show on turf. All right, let's go. Tom Brady, you played in the Bucs Stadium before. We are the only stadium that has cannons. New Bucs fans, we got a term here. We say fire the cannons. Normally what happens when we score a touchdown, they fire the cannons. And when we kick a field goal, they fire the cannons. So what I need you to do is I need you to go on YouTube and look up Fire the Cannons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and listen to them cannon sounds. Only stadium that has that. Feel free, now that you're a new Bucs fan, feel free to hashtag Fire the Cannons. The cannon fire is very important in Tampa, and you need to know that. You make sure that you are advocates for our cannon fire. Because it's going to go off a lot. Don't let it scare you. Because you're going to be sitting there, they're going to score the touchdown, and it's going to say, boom, you're going, oh. No, don't let it scare you. It's what we do in Tampa. I just want to let you know that. Because, see, some of y'all ask me questions about this fire the cannons. You don't even know. We got cannons in Tampa Bay Stadium. That's a fact. And every time we score, boom, 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 you're going to hear it a lot. So that answers that question. That's what that means. That's what fire the cannons means. I know Bucs fans, y'all can't believe that they didn't know that. And they asked me about that. Well, we've been irrelevant to a lot of the league. So they don't know little things like that. I'm pretty sure it's little things I don't know about the Chargers, or little things I don't know about the Bengals. Well, I do know. The Bengals started that who that chant. Who they. It was who they. Yeah, that started with the Bengals, not the Saints, just so you know. Anyway, moving on. That's a little thing about our team. That's what that means, fire the cannons, because we have cannons. We have a pirate ship in our stadium, and there's cannons that we fire from it. Yeah, we got a pirate ship in our stadium. A whole ship. That's right. Welcome. Anyway. Let's see. The last thing I'm going to talk about, and it's very important, Bucs fans, to help you understand the type of team that we actually have. Tom Brady has been playing this game for 20 years. And on the phone call between Tom Brady and Jason Light and Bruce the God, they said Tom Brady was recruiting the Bucs. Tom Brady was recruiting the Bucs. He got on the phone and he sold himself to the Bucs, much to their surprise. Much to my surprise. They said they was ready to roll out this whole plan on how they were going to bag Tom Brady. And they didn't even he didn't even let them talk. He got on the phone. He was like, look, I already studied your offense. I already know your players. Let me tell you what I could do with your offense. Let me tell you what I could do with these players. He didn't even care about the money. They said, well, Tom Brady, we want to give you. He was like, yeah, whatever. Just make sure it's all guaranteed. I don't get traded and no franchise tag. As long as that's in the paperwork, we good. I don't care what, 20 what, whatever. I got plenty of money, whatever. 20-something dollars, okay, whatever. They said, well, what can we do for you in the meantime? He said, give me the phone numbers to my receivers so that I know what they like and I can start putting things together in my head and working on some things. See that? While your guy, I won't say his name, he's no longer a Buc. It's like, well, I need to make sure I got X amount of millions of dollars. Tom Brady said, I don't care about that. He's salivating at the receiving core that we have, the weapons that we have. That's because he recognizes what we got. NFC South, what are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to do? See, you're looking at Tom Brady like Tom Brady washed and he ain't going to be he don't have a deep. Tom Brady does not have to do this by himself anymore. In New England, he had to do it by himself, albeit with a great defense. He had to do it by himself on offense. He was the offense. But there's other helmets with this logo on it. They will help him do it. Or should I say, he will help them do it. Help them achieve. Here's the difference. A lot of them yards that our prior quarterback got, he got over 5,000 yards, but a lot of those yards, if you go back and look at the games, which you got time to do, the receivers bailed him out. Why is nobody talking about this? We have the type of receivers that if you throw it in their vicinity, they'll reach back, reach over here, fall on the ground, get their body up to catch it. So catches that shouldn't have been catches with regular receivers, which wouldn't be catches with regular receivers, actually turned into catches for our receivers because they're that good. Who gets credit for that? That receiver gets those yards, 1,000 yards, right? But also that quarterback gets those yards. Even though that pass should have been thrown to the outside left shoulder or thrown to the outside shoulder or right shoulder or whatever. Even though that pass should have been low and inside or near the sideline or whatever. Or high or low. He just threw it. And they made an athletic catch on the ball. That's called a bailout, people. And the wide receivers, 2 of them, bailed prior quarterbacks out several times. Then there's a thing called yak. Times where a regular receiver would have got hit and went down. Chris the God did not do that. He got hit, stood up, and kept moving. So just like you want to say, well, all those interceptions wasn't his. All those receiving yards, all those passing yards weren't his fault either. Let's keep it fair now. Across the board. Here's the difference. Tom Brady doesn't need you to make crazy ass catches and sacrifice your body every play. Because if the ball is supposed to be to your outside shoulder, that's where the head of the ball is going to be. If you're supposed to do 5 yards and in, and the ball supposed to be there when you make your break, guess what? The ball going to be there. You ain't going to make go out in 5 yards and make your cut, and then you got to find the ball, and it's behind you. Then you got to turn around and try to. Previous quarterbacks did that to the receivers. It's inaccuracy. But we have the quarterbacks, we have the wide receivers to remedy that for the most part. But if you notice in previous situations, a lot of those picks happen right there around the linebackers. Because the closer you are to the defense, the more accurate you have to be. You have to be very accurate because it's a lot of bodies in there. The timing has to be perfect. Because if not, they get jumped. The routes get jumped. That can change when you have an accurate quarterback. So I hear the things about his age and he's not. I hear that. But he don't have to be. He just has to manage the game and be accurate. Tom Brady ain't going to do this himself. He's not expected to do it himself. He's not expected to carry this offense. What he's expected to do was make well-thrown, accurate passes to our Pro Bowl, all-pro team wide receivers and tight ends and running backs out of the backfield. Then I hear the argument, well, he can't really throw it downfield. He don't have a big, I got you. Well, can Tom Brady throw it deep? Yes. He can't throw it deep every play, but he can throw it deep when it's time to. Trust me, you've seen him do it last year. But I'd rather you use that deep pass as they're not expecting it, so let me throw it deep. Then I got to throw it deep to get a chunk of yards because we about to lose this damn game. There's a difference. There's a difference. And if you think Bruce the God ain't going to adjust his offense, because I've seen some people say that too. Well, in the Bruce Arians offense, he got a lot of plays like this, so Tom Brady ain't gonna thrive in that. If you think a Hall of Fame head coach with Tom Brady is so rigid that he is not going to adjust his plays to ensure that he gets the best out of his players, being Tom Brady, then you're out of your mind. Is he going to go and rewrite the offensive playbook? No, he's not going to do that. But I assure you, he is going to get this playbook in the right order to do what Tom Brady needs it to do to make him successful. And all Tom Brady got to do is manage the game. Be the accurate quarterback that you are. Command the offense. And if you think the Panthers or the Saints or the Falcons are going to roll out a defense scheme that Tom Brady ain't never seen, and Tom Brady can't pick apart, then your ass is crazy. You're nuts. See, sometimes previous quarterbacks will throw picks because the defense fooled them. The defensive coordinator fooled them. The cornerback fooled them. The linebacker baited them into throwing that pick. You do it one time to Big Buck, and he got you. When you come out there and you line up and you try to shift people and you're doing all this and Tom Brady watching you, he go, oh, I see what you're doing. Yep, nope. Okay, you're going to try to pretend like, okay, I got it. Let's go. Say, hut. It ain't going to work. You're going to bait Big Buck? Yeah, right. You don't get that many Super Bowl rings by being easy to bait. 20 years versus 5 years. Big difference. See, what makes Tom Brady so valuable to this team is he plays within the scheme. Previous quarterbacks, the problem is when he try to play within the scheme, he gets fooled, tricked. He does well sometimes, and sometimes his inaccuracy shines. He was better when he rolled outside of the pocket. One of the best in the league when he rolled outside of the pocket. You know why? Because the play has broken down and it turns into backyard football. It turns into college-style football, backyard football. And he shines in that type of atmosphere, in a backyard football type of atmosphere. But you don't win games like that. Those things you pull out within the game every now and then. But you cannot play a whole season, a whole game like that. You have to find a scheme and play within it. And that's been the problem, is the Bucs couldn't find a scheme where previous quarterbacks can thrive in. They tried. He kind of thrived in this one because it lends itself to more of the unconventional play. But the reason why certain teams got so many Super Bowls is because they're able to get a scheme that they design that can beat their defense and play within that scheme. Tom Brady don't roll out of nothing. Tom Brady steps up in the pocket and continues to play within the scheme. That's the difference you're about to see, people. You're about to see a quarterback that is accurate play within a scheme. It's going to be amazing. Oh. All right. So I gave you a lot this video. I'm going to give you some updates and I'm going to get out of here. I will be doing a podcast. I'm going to give you the information on how you can access that podcast so that the people that don't have YouTube playing in the background or whatever the case may be can still get the Tampa 2 information and the Tampa 2 show while they working out or riding around or whatever the case may be. Playing your video games or whatever. So I'm going to do a podcast for you. Also, there will be more live streams. I see that last year I tested that out and everybody loved it. You want to be able to interact with me while I make these videos and while I talk about the Bucs. I got no problem with that. I will be doing live streams more often. And I want to do live streams where I have you come into the live stream and say what you got to say. Because Buc fans are very vocal. I've seen y'all put paragraphs in my YouTube comments and on my Instagram. I've seen you do that. And so you got a lot to say. It's just that you don't want to get on camera and subject yourself to the fire that I got to subject myself to, and that's cool. So I will be doing a podcast, and I want, what we're going to do is what I've seen done with other podcasts, is you're going to be able to send me your voice notes, right? Go on your phone and do a voice note and say what you got to say, and I will put it on the podcast, okay? The only thing I ask is that you keep it short, because we're going to have a lot of people that want to put their stuff in there, and so just keep it short. But I'll give you all that information coming up. Just stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. All right. I will be restarting the apparel, right? There were apparel, the merch. I had took it offline for a long time because they were running out of supply a lot, and I just got tired of dealing with it, right? Dealing with them and dealing with it. So I'm going to move my operation to a different t-shirt site and allow you to get the Tampa 2 merch. And I got a lot of designs that I came up with. So we'll have it up there for you to get. So if you want to go to the games or walk around your city or go to the gym or wherever the case may be when everything opens back up, and rock your Vader suit shirts or whatever we got. I got a lot of designs. So I'm going to start it back up. I had stopped it, but I'm going to start it back up. So I just gave you 40 plus minutes of Tampa Bay topic information. So you gotta share it to your people so they see it. Welcome again to the new Bucs fans, and make sure you subscribe and hit your notification bell. Okay? Last thing I'll say. If you're sitting around and you don't got nothing to do, go back and watch Tampa 2 videos and leave your comments on those videos and say, you know, I'm watching it now during the off season, so that I know what you like. Next video will be mock draft. Stay tuned. Tampa 2. Peace.